Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. Let's go to Lisbon for today's daily challenge, where we will begin with 4 bridges, which is good, and be awarded half the usual number of road tiles each and every week, which is bad. It's not good. It'll be fine. We'll be okay. Hackman was here first. Good morning, Hackman. Hackman also resubscribed 53 months. Good God. Has it really truly been nearly 4.5 years of being an affiliate here on Twitch? As a true fact, apparently, listen, the number keeps going up, sort of. The brain keeps feeling better. No, but it's fine. It's good. It's fun. Thank you, Hulkamat, for 53 months in the Goog troop. Good God. All right. This yellow house is going to come down here, take care of that business. It'll be supplemented by this yellow house from way over yonder. Oh, boy, friends. Oh, boy. So, I don't have anything big picture-y to say. I feel as though I would be remiss not to acknowledge. I took a couple traffic lights there. Yeah, we're acknowledging that I took a couple traffic lights. So we've tried with poor to middle and very limited success, but we've tried over the last month and a week or so. Good morning, Luke Ainsworth. Happy to have Luke Ainsworth here with us as well. We've tried with very limited success over the last month and a week to not spend every waking moment focused on the horrors, and we've joked about, the Goog's extensive Bluesky blocked terms list, which is ever growing by the day. Hi there, Yellow Circle. What's your deal? You come up over here, and we also have this thing to deal with. I feel like it would probably be a good idea to get this yellow house involved. Maybe. Here's what we can do. We can do that. There. This way, we preserve those trees. We avoid this little kerscrewery. Okay. Render unto me 20 more road tiles. We're going to want to stockpile the road tiles as much as we can, because when we're offered a motorway, it's going to come with 5 of them. So, yeah, not necessarily the best thing. You come up here, go over there. So as I was saying, Michelle Trachtenberg died, and Gene Hackman died. Both of those things happened yesterday. Gene Hackman just died overnight. Michelle Trachtenberg died yesterday. It's a sad day. Feels bad, man. Good morning, Peter S. Happy to have Peter S here, even as we are discussing the sadness of the celebrity deaths. I don't have any unique, trenchant insights. I was not the biggest fan in the history of the world, but it's sad. It's sad, and it feels bad, and it feels particularly I don't want to say it's obviously unexpected, and we don't know all of the details surrounding Gene Hackman's death, but I feel as though it is not a controversial or offensive statement to say that we're going to take a motorway. Great timing, Mini Motorways. It is not a controversial or offensive statement to say that it feels different when a 95-year-old actor who has been retired for 20 years died, versus a 39-year-old actor who is 2 years older than you, who still kind of sort of tries to pretend to consider yourself a young person, dies. That feels weird and very sad. These 2 yellows are going to come over here. This yellow, we're going to have to do something with, I don't know. Here, let's hook this in that manner, like so. So these 2 dark blues will go big long way over here. I could do with a roundabout right here. I think a roundabout right here would go down real smooth, actually. Peter S. asks how they both died. I think the officially listed cause of death for Michelle Trachtenberg was natural causes. She had apparently had a liver transplant not terribly soon, not too long ago, but the listed cause was natural causes. I have not seen a listed cause for Gene Hackman. I know that he, his wife, and their dog were all found dead in their home overnight. So the last thing I saw was that authorities do not suspect foul play. I could but find it in poor taste to speculate. So, we will presumably learn more. That sucks. It's just, here's your unique and trenchant and brilliant insight from professional commentator type person, the _Goog. This fucking sucks. This is sad. We feel sad. God. But, oh, God. I don't know, man. We continue, I suppose. Been seeing a lot of people who knew or worked with Michelle Trachtenberg posting about her on Instagram, which, would you believe it, is sad. This orange is going to come up here. Got to do something about this dark blue business. What? I am not exactly certain. What about this? What if we did this? Then a traffic light right here? That might actually be the correct thing to do. Stunning. Now, I know I said I wanted a roundabout, and I do. I think, particularly with the addition of this business here, a roundabout in this part of the world would be very good. However, roundabout in this part of the world would not be so good as to make a motorway not better. Like, motorways are almost always strictly better, so we're just going to take the motorway. Matter of fact, I could... Oh, hi. You've also gone circular. Well, here, have another friend. I could just, motorway these two over to here and motorway these two over to here, and that would be a lot simpler, but, it'll be fine. It's gonna be okay. Maybe. Hopefully. Why do I have 2 cold, open cans of soda? I didn't finish the first can of soda I got for myself this morning. I thought I had, so I got myself a second, and then I picked up the first, and, well... refrigerated Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. You gotta start using the appropriate brand names if you want the brand deals, Goog. Alright, these grays want to get over here, but first... Alright, we've got 2 motorways in the bag. I'm gonna take 20 road tiles instead of using one of them. In part because that was gonna happen, and also because this is gonna happen. See? We needed those road tiles so as to avoid using motorways. I think I found a flaw in my plan. But listen, now we have the motorways for future motorwaying. This is, how else will we find out the mass of our engine if we can't go motorwaying? No? No, is that not? Okay, well, the mass of our engine is still the title of the episode. Because we're not going to do SEO bait. Alright. This light blue business over here exists, which I don't remember endorsing, but, I'm sure it came across my desk at some point. Alright. Let's use our very last road tile, hooking up this gray business to right here. This light blue, I have a plan for, but it involves using a road tile to make a kadush here, so we're going to have to wait another 6 hours of in-game time. Fortunately, 6 hours of in-game time passes in about the time it takes you to say 6 hours of in-game time. So, let's take... I'm going to take a motorway because I suspect I'm going to have to use 2. Like this right... is that smart? It'll be fine. Alright. So, you, light blue business. Let's do this. Oh, hi. I kind of thought I could, basically I thought I could have road right here. Thought I could have a road tile right here that didn't use a bridge. Turns out, can't. Show problems. gonna be happy that I took that third motorway, I think. Alright, you come up this way. You three will now motorway down to here. You two is a band. Actually, I betcha once I get this road tile back, I can have... This can be a bridge. This one here is going to be a bridge. This one over here is gonna... Boop. Motorway number 2. Over there. This, definitely not going to be a problem. Why would you even suggest that that might be a problem? This business is going to be fine, I think. I hope. Just as soon as we get road tiles back. Cool. Off you go. These two houses will slowly but surely make up this little pin deficit right in here. We'll pull these guys back. That'll be totally fine. Now, I'm not so sure about this right here. Hulkamat. Hulkamat, are you suggesting that I would be the imposter in Among Us 3D? I saw a thing that was posted in a Discord server about 3D Among Us, which apparently they made a VR Among Us, and it, like all VR things, just sold like gangbusters, y'all! Not really. So, the folks at Innersoft are pivoting! They're pivoting and making the VR Among Us no longer VR and saying, it's Among Us in 3D! Which, yeah, okay. Might be. Possibly could be. Hey, listen, Among Us was fun. Among Us had a moment. That moment has long since passed, but, you know, perhaps it has passed long again that it can have another moment. It's conceivable. All right, let's take another bridge. And the reason I'm going to take this bridge is to reclaim motorway number 1. Like, there's no good reason for this over here to be a motorway. It's silly. So, you dudes, we're going to have to wait just a moment in order to steal back this road tile. Listen, I am also probably going to play the 3D Among Us. It depends almost entirely on how much they charge for the 3D Among Us. If it's like... Okay, realistically, they probably can't get away with charging more than $30. If they want $30, I think I'm going to have to tell them to fuck off. But if they want like $10, I'd pay $10 for 3D Among Us. Just for the novelty and the newness and the fun and all of that. I'd pay $10 for that. That seems like a reasonable expenditure of $10. All right, you come over here. We're gonna peel some of these dark blues off of here to deal with this problem. That problem will be dealt with via the newly drawn motorway number 1. This problem over here, I don't have such an elegant solution for. Matter of fact, at present, I don't really have any solution for it. So what I'm going to do, rather than come up with a solution, is rob these two orange dudes from this orange business and have motorway number 3 swoop itself down like so. There. That's going to be marginally a little bit better, maybe. Hopefully. We're just going to keep pouring blues in a generally this way direction. Don't say things don't say things don't look stressful, Hulkamat. It's a great way to make things stressful. It's a tremendous way to stress things. I still would really like to have a roundabout right about here. I think a roundabout in here would save me a lot of road tiles. It would make this business's life easier. It would be a really good thing. It's just anytime a roundabout has been on offer, the alternative has been a motorway. So, hey look, a motorway or a bridge. I mean, a motorway is just a bridge with more flexibility, so we might as well take the motorway, right? Could have maybe taken the bridge and the extra road tiles, but fuck that. It's nonsense. All right, how are we doing? Let's do a west to east roundup. Been a while since we did one of those. This yellow square right here is doing pretty okay. It is currently supported by these two houses. We see we have cars and driveway down here, so that's broadly speaking fine. Long term, kind of in trouble. Like, this is not going to be okay forever, but we have emergency backup support down here, sort of. Next is this square right here. It's A-okay. Hundo P A-okay. 3 houses, short road, no problems whatsoever. Up here, this orange square, looking good, cars and driveways. This road, it feels, oh hi, you're a circle now. I think that's okay. I'd like it if we get more light blues up here, but oh, we're gonna have to, well, okay. That's not ideal, but we can make it work. It'll be okay. Let's get through to Monday and take that roundabout I've been yammering about. Cool. Okay. So, we have this yellow business over here. Let's solve that first before I deal with my fancy roundabout plan. Okay. So you do, Grace. Yes, Hulkamat, you do indeed get to be the roundabout. Hold on, I shouldn't steal Grace from this gray circle. The gray circle still has 4. It's fine. Okay. So these 3 yellows right here are going to take motorway number 4, and they're going to swoop all the way over here into this business. That's going to be fine. Now, the big fun time main event ski. We're going to murder and kill all of this road. All of this yellow and dark blue road. Except for this. This is going to be fine. Actually, including this. Sort of. We're going to dedicate 2 more yellows to this right here. And we're going to have doot, doot, you go up and over the tree. You, and actually we want you to come this way. Do we? I don't think we do. I lied. You swoop in this manner. Doot. Okay. So now these 5 yellows go into here, and these 4 yellows go into here. You know, I spent so much time talking about a roundabout, I don't even... Actually, I do think I need one. Okay. I was going to put that roundabout in here, but now I'm reconsidering things. You come down this way. Have a good day at work, Hulkamat. Enjoy the education of the children's. It's a thing Hulkamat does. Hulkamat is a teacher. A ridiculous profession. Why would you do this thing? In a, good, helpful, beneficial, societal way. Good job, Hulkamat. You 2 dark blues come down this way, swoop over like so, and then down here. We're creating this little awkward intersection right here. Actually, we can just do this. And then you come down this way. Okay. So we have a traffic light here. This is a PCTL. Then, I think the thing to do is to toss this into here and just roundabout. We'll roundabout that way. Okay. You 2 grays go there. You 2 grays go here. Ow. Ow. Okay. Now I could do... Actually, we could just... no, there's no great way to make this another PCTL, I don't think. So, we'll just have it be a roundabout. It'll be fine. Okay, so, plan is, these 3 blues come down here. They go through this traffic light into the roundabout. They go down off of that way. These 4 blues come here. They turn right against the light because it's a PCTL, don't you know? And then we come down here into the roundabout, and we split off in such a manner. Cool. That took probably longer to set up than it needed to, but now it's here, and it exists, and it's effective. Hooray! Things existing and being effective is good. Hot take. Gestures vaguely at the horrors, this might actually be a hot take. Things existing and being effective is good. Didn't mean for that pause to be as long as it was, but I suddenly had to sneeze. And I have to sneeze again. Man, whose bright idea was it to produce a fucking entertainment program at 7 o'clock in the morning when you've just rolled out of bed and you're large? I want to whack that person. I want to punish them for existing and choosing this manner of existence. Yes, that is what I want. All right. We're not going to get that, though. So, let's see here. We have a developing situation. Specifically, we have this orange business down here. This orange business down here is probably, broadly speaking, fine. It just is gonna need some creative support. And by creative support, I mean yoink. We're gonna steal motorway number 2. We're gonna swoop it down into here. That'll be totally fine. However, you may have already noticed that does overfuck this business. Temporarily. It's fine for the moment. For you see, what we can do is draw this orange road off this way to come here, and then there, and then here, such that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oranges go into this roundabout, or into this circle business rather than having to deal with, anything. Okay. You're a little gray guy. That's okay. I don't necessarily love it, but again, don't have much of a choice. So, we're going to make the best of it. For right now, the best of it is to just do that. Connect these houses in this manner. Long term, we probably want to do something other than that, but, willing to play it by ear, see how things go. Take it one step at a time, all that good stuff. You, little blue fucker, can swoop around this way, provide more support for the 2 dark blue circles you're suddenly supporting, which is kind of gross, but, that'll be fine, I guess. I don't know. We're going to have to assume that shit's going to be fine, friends. Let's take another bridge, because we keep using them. You, and you appear to be basically okay. How are you doing? You're fine-ish. There's a heavy-ish. There's a lot of emphasis on that ish, but yeah, you're fine-ish. Okay. You are a little gray guy. You might as well be on this road going up to this circle. Should be fine. This double plaza is gonna be the thing that kills me, just because circles in double plazas always mean death. They just do. If you have 2 circles in a double plaza, inevitably, eventually, the parking lot becomes the limiting factor. And there's nothing you can do about that as a player. Like, there's no amount of efficiency and throughput that I can create that makes up for the inherent shortcomings and limitations of the parking lot. So, if nothing else, right now these businesses are kind of falling behind because especially the blue one is a little bit unsupported, but even if this was perfectly supported, it would eventually die. So, we'll take a motorway. It'll be fine. Is there a bridge that I can replace with a motorway, or vice versa at the moment? Motorway number 3, I could theoretically obviate that by going like up and over and around and down, but it sounds silly. Seems sort of dumb. This orange circle is hanging in surprisingly well, given that it has 2 and exactly 2 houses supporting it. Can I get any more support going to you, Mr. Orange Circle friend? I feel like that might be a thing we want. Hold on. Let's steal. Yeah, I'm gonna steal this orange and this orange. This orange from nobody in particular, and this orange from this business. We're gonna use those 2 as the new support vectors for this business, and then we're gonna do this with that there. I just doubled the support going to this circle, so I feel good about that. I feel as though I've contributed well to my society on this day. So now we have 4 houses going to here. We still have 2 houses coming here. We still have 2 houses going here. We still have 2 houses going here. That should all broadly speaking, be okay. Maybe not necessarily completely fine, but at least okay. Add another orange house over here. It's fine. This dark blue circle is starting to get a little dicey. You can help, I think. Or do you just slow down traffic? You might just slow down traffic. Huh. Let's take another roundabout that I'll probably never use, but at least we have it. Hey, you know what, friends? I'm starting to doubt the efficacy of this roundabout solution. What if we did something worse? What if we do something that is, in no uncertain terms, just strictly 1000% worse? And by that, I mean a second roundabout. What if we have a second roundabout, the purpose of which is to deliver these 5 dark blues. These 5 dark blues and these and all of these go into this roundabout, and then down here into this roundabout and over to one or the other of these 2 businesses. That's definitely not going to ruin and doom everything, right? We've definitely not ruined and doomed all of the things, have we? We may have ruined and perhaps doomed all of the things. Wonderful. You will swing down this way. 2 more light blues servicing this light blue circle, which is presently dying. Seems bad. Both of these dark blues are mad. Understandably so. This gray, you know what? I feel as though we can do something better for this gray than what we're presently doing. We can do that. There. It's a little heat off of this gray. It's a little heat off of this gray. It's going to be fine. These 2, I think I've given them all I can give them, and the fact that I can't give them anymore sounds like a them problem. You know what we can do? We can take a little bit of heat off of this neighborhood at least by just creating another entry point into the roundabout. That might make things better. I don't know. It could just be a rat-like situation. It probably is. TBQH. This gray business got mad for reasons I don't truly understand. This dark blue business is mad for I'm not even going to pretend to know why. You've got 4 houses and a straight shot motorway, dude. Like, of all the dark blues on the map, you should be the happiest. This one over here, yep, this situation is just doom fucked. It was doom fucked. 2,854 commuters over 105 days. Well, what is one to do? Top 15% in the world, which is a pretty good score. Not nearly anywhere close to as good as Samurai Sam, because, well, you know. Oh, well, let us come over here and bring back, where is the Wordle box? There is the Wordle box. Hello, the Wordle box. What do we have today? It could be Chase. Could absolutely be Chase. Now, granted, it's not, but in the moment, it could have been. It could be Drone. Oh, there's a D and an O. Not in those particular, places, but we're getting places slowly. It can't be abode because there's no A and the O is not the 3rd letter. Peter S. got number 1? I'm sorry. Did I miss that? I don't know if we saw that. Let us go back. Peter S. got number 1? Holy crap, Peter S. Holy crap, Peter Van der Shore. 6,060. Well done. We shall indeed put some GGs in the chat for Peter. On this day, the greatest player in the world. Although, apparently I broke the top 10, which is impressive, given that I also finished in the top 15%. But listen, I was number 6 in the world, apparently. I was only bested by Corey and Leah and Jump for Joy and Greg Soren and Peter S. Actually. Okay. So, What do we have here? It could be Bodie. Now, granted, that's not actually a word, but it could have been. Yes, Samurai Sam. Yes, there were slams involved. There was slammage. It's a true fact. What do we have here? It could be Poldy. Now, granted, Poldy isn't a wordy. And yet, man, I know it's not this, but I can't get the thought out of my head. Okay. So we haven't really learned much of anything there. We figured out where the D goes. So it's not going to be rodeo because that E would have been green. Actually, we know for a great many reasons that no, we know that it's E. That's what we know. We know that the third letter's D, the last letter's E, and there's an O in there somewhere. Where? It's a wonderful question, isn't it? Could be, no, it can't be an oldie or a goodie, but it can't be an oldie because there's no I. So, I have a terrible thought. Alright. We learned that there's an L in the letter. In the word. And perhaps the... Is it lodge? Okay. Listen. Sometimes your terrible ideas help you solve the word. I suppose at one point it could have been oodle. It was not oodle, but it could have been. Up until the very final moment, it could have been oodle. And then it turned out to be lodge. So, well done. Good job. Let us find and position ourselves in space and time. Hi there, puddle dude. I'm sorry. I'm sure this isn't the case. My puddle... My friend in the puddle looks like he's been caught. He looks like... This is the face of a man who has to explain something that he very much does not want to explain. To poor Officer Salas. And listen, this man is a cop, so he's a bastard. And yet, poor Officer Salas in the municipal police was just on his little fancy motorbike, going about his day on patrol, being the bastard that he is. And then he found a man in a puddle. And the man in the puddle, it's possible that someone stole his clothes. It's possible that he was digging a hole and a sinkhole opened under his feet. I'm sorry. There's a very good chance that this is a tragic accident that's befallen this man. Oh my god. I don't even know where to begin. Where are we? Okay. Alright, hi. It's not a good bath. Buddy. I guess it could be a street bath, but oh boy. I hope this water was clean when you got in it if this was a street bath. Okay. Alright, let's learn some things. So, your license plate here, that looks like it could be Arizona. Looks like a very American style license plate, which doesn't help terribly much, Because I'm sure other countries have license plates that look like that. Most of them, no, if this is the U.S., which I don't think it is, it absolutely is not. This state is probably like Arizona or something. I'm thinking Mexico, based a little bit off the plate and a lot of it off of the municipal police badge we got here. I don't know if the Mexican street cops get fancy leeway bikes. Do they get fancy leeway bikes? It's entirely possible. Your shirt is green. That doesn't help me too much. Yeah, it's definitely not the U.S., but I can't really make out anything that this badge says. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Your helmet is sure is a motorcycle helmet. All right. Can we glean anything from the graffiti? Not really. This feels like a very recently taken photo. I suppose it could be. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be recent. There were good cameras in like the 1990s, but I don't know, dude. I'm thinking Mexico City last year. Like, this is just a basically pure ass guess. You know, maybe somewhere a little bit further north in Mexico, in deference to the possibility that this is an American plate. But I don't really. I mean, this is either a one-way street. I think this is a one-way street going this way. If it's not, then it would be an indicator of something that these guys are driving on the right, which I think they do in Mexico. I don't know, man. I occasionally get self-conscious that we spend too much time on Time Guesser, but hopefully it's fun and good. Let me know if it's fun and good. All right. Do we want to hedge bets a little bit in Chihuahua? We could just say Mexico City. Yeah, fuck it. We're in Mexico City, Mexico. We're right here, actually. And this was taken last year. Yeah? Nope. Okay. My pipe guy is fixing a pipe in Caracas, Venezuela in 2012. Sure. Absolutely. I have no idea how we were supposed to logic science that, but okay. Next. All right. So, this is exceedingly Chinese to the point where it makes me wonder if it's even China. He was sort of there on purpose. I don't know if a dude would intentionally be up to his nostrils in sludge water, but he was doing something. It's still an awkward moment when, even if you have a legitimate reason to be up to your nostrils in sludge water, it's still an awkward moment when a bastard on a cop bike rolls by and is like, "Hey, what you doing?" So, all right. So we got a place that is so Chinese as to make me wonder if it's even China, and perhaps maybe a Chinatown of some sort. But, no. I think we can safely assume. Well, there may be a Hong involved, because I do notice this Kong. The presence of a Hong would potentially make sense. We could be in Hong Kong. Could also be in, China. Would help if I knew. Actually, you know what? The fact that all of these signs are in English and Chinese, I think there is a Hong involved. Because if this is Hong Kong, this would be during the time when Hong Kong was a British territory. Because this is definitely pre-1997 or whenever. When Hong Kong. Sam always wants to guess Hong Kong and is never right. In Hong Kong, they drive on the left. On this street, hey, look at the British automobile. Now this is the China Emporium. I mean, listen. There's a Kong right here. Hey, Samurai Sam, plug your blog. Sam has a cool blog where he just chronicles all of the video games in his video game collection, which is a lot. Sam has more video games than a person has lives. Wait, so do I. Sam has more video games than a person than most people. How about that? And he very recently covered Donkey Kong 64. So there's a donkey there, and I think there's a Hong here. And we already knew that there's a Honky behind the microphone, so it all makes sense. There's a Honky behind the microphone is the title of the episode, actually. It sounds like a terrible children's book. You know, there's a monster in the closet. There's a Honky behind the microphone. Sorry. Okay. Okay. When is this? I don't know. It's in black and white. Fairly traditionally, formally garby. We're assuming it's pre-1997 because it's the British Hong Kong. I could go 1978. Could go 1987. Let's go 1983. No. Earlier. 1970. 1970. Hong Kong 1970. Hong Kong's like here-ish, right? Hey, look. There's a dot on the map that says Hong Kong. Should probably choose that. Let's go right here. Hong Kong 1970. It was Hong Kong in 1958. Okay. Works. Absolutely works. All right, next. We have... Oh, boy. Okay, so... This bus is going... Is this a prison bus? No, I don't think so. I just noticed the similar jumpsuit and no. Okay. That's the back end of a city name, but unfortunately it's not the helpful half of a city name. Sowetan. That's Africa, right? Yeah. So we're in Africa. Is this South Africa? Maybe? Why am I getting a South Africa 1994 vibe? It's a very specific vibe, and I don't really know why. Could definitely see this picture as having been taken in 1994. Signage is in English, which... Yeah, okay. 94 feels... actually, this might be pre-94. Maybe like 19... It's not terribly pre-1994. Just looking at the... Are there any cities in South Africa that end in ORUS? I'm sure there are. Just can't think of them. What does this say? Because this was the previous stop. No. And this could just as easily be like... I do have a map for that. You're not wrong. So if we assume that we're in South Africa, which doesn't seem like the worst assumption. We could be in Cape Town. We could be in Johannesburg. We could also be in, Vryburg or Uppington or De Aar. I don't think we're in De Aar. If I had to pick a place, we could be in Worcester, which, just in case you were wondering if South Africa was ever a British colony, yes, it fucking was. There's a town in South Africa called Worcester. Yeah, the thing with guessing South Africa is if you're wrong about this, you're going to be exceedingly wrong about this. But, we just have to trust our guts and our logic. We are in Johannesburg, South Africa. I lied, we're in Cape Town, South Africa. I just had a gut feeling. Actually, no, fuck this, it's Cape Town. We are in Cape Town, South Africa, and the year is 1991. Yeah? Would have been better to go for... if you know where in South Africa Soweto is, that would have helped. That definitely would have helped. Also, if I had just stuck with Johannesburg, would have been much closer. Sad times. But still, South Africa, 1990s. Works for me. Round 4. Tanks! Hi there. Okay, so we got dudes, we got tanks. I don't believe this is a Dukakisian photo op. Now, there might still be a photo op, but there's no Michael Dukakis to be found. All right. So signage-wise, we've got Eastern European. Not quite Russian. A lot of not quite Russian going on. A lot of times when we see this particular text, it winds up being Hungary. I've noticed the time guesser likes to put us in Hungary fairly often. Could entirely possibly be Hungary, actually, given the general vibe and buildings and language and dudes of it all. I don't know. What do you say, building? You say Potrovini Lachudki. I don't know what that means. Listen, I'm sure there were uprisings in Hungary. I don't know shit about the history or geography of Hungary, but, I'm a deeply incurious human who wasn't particularly educated very well. I don't know. I don't have much of a defense here. So we're probably in Hungary, and if we're in Hungary, we're probably in Budapest. And if we're in Budapest and the photo's black and white and everybody's sporting Beatles haircuts, then this is that right there, 1962. Yeah, we're going to go with that and also add 4 years to it, so it makes a little bit more sense. All right, where'd Budapest go? It's right here. We're in Budapest in 1966. Yeah? 1968. And also it was in Prague, which is near. It's close. We were about as right as we were on the last one, actually. Okay, I'll take it. Lastly, windmills. Windmills, Dutch. We're in Dutchland, or as people say, Germany. No? German language humor? Okay, fine. So what's with my crawly skatey guys? What are we doing here, crawly skatey guys? I don't... this would be so much easier if I could just move the picture a little bit more to the but that's kind of the point. All right. So yeah, based entirely off of vibes and windmills, I'm gonna say that we're in the Netherlands. Sam encourages me not to be a douchebag, which, okay, fine. All right. Listen, Sam. You're not wrong. It's a good joke. Well done. Good job, Sam. All right. What is your deal, guys? Why are we skate crawling across the road surface? What's with the Buddy Holly hair and the Steve Martin face? What is your deal, time-traveling Steve Martin? Why do you have shoes on your hands, time-traveling Steve Martin? Okay. Fine. This is fine. Peter S. considers Germany to be the Eastern Netherlands. Okay, so as not to damage the skates, you know what? That part makes sense. I have a follow-up question. Why are you on skates? Why are there skates involved? Where is the ice? Is the ice that way? Are you coming from the ice? Why are you going this way? Is the ice this way? Is that the ice? Is that the ocean? Do you have windmills on the coastline and you're going to go skate on the frozen waters of the lake of... Hold, please. I have to find a Dutch lake to reference. Dutch lake. Hold on. You're going to skate on the frozen waters of the Nueva Meer? It's not what that says, but are you going to skate on the frozen waters of the Nueva Meer? Dick parts? Okay. Lord. I don't know. What does the sign say? I don't know. I can't see the sign. The picture doesn't go that far. It says Orn and and Erg and N. Sorry. I've broken me. Okay. Maybe Daredevil's here. Maybe we're in Harlem. Are we in Harlem? I think we're in Harlem. Peter S. thinks it's Dokum and Leeuwarden, which I'm terribly sorry. I'm horrendously embarrassed for myself for having tried to pronounce that. It could be Zuldostbeemster. Are we near Zuldostbeemster? No? Okay. Very north. We're ultra north. All right. Here. Let's put ourselves there. We're right there. In, as to the when, man, I don't know. 1950? Here. 1950 feel about right to anyone? Oh, we were too far north. Okay. So they were clooning, which is crossing over land on skates, during an unskatable part of the Elfstedentocht. Okay. All right. And it turns out it was 1962 and not 1950. Fine. Okay. 33,199 sure is a score. I have nothing else to say in its benefit. Okay, the 11 city tour. That's a thing that I'm sure everybody knew existed, right? Everybody knew that existed, right? Okay. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Dodgers, Atlantans, and Mets, and Yankees, and dudes what won the MVP, and dudes what played shortstop. A Dodger who played for the Mets is Pedro Martinez. An Atlantan who played for the Yankees is Derek Lowe. Everybody remembers the fabulous New York Yankees career of Derek Lowe, right? An Atlantan who played for the Mets is Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson was a Met, wasn't he? Sure was. An Atlantan who won him an MVP is Hank Aaron. I think Hank Aaron won the MVP, didn't he? Actually, did he? Did Hank Aaron ever win the MVP? He may not have. Let's quietly recant that. Larry Wayne Jones. Chipper Jones won an MVP with Atlanta. Sure as hell did. Sam, did Hank Aaron ever win an MVP? Did I talk myself out of a layup? May have just talked myself out of a layup. Anyway, a Met who played shortstop is... did they ever stick Jeff McNeil at shortstop for like half an inning? They might have stuck Jeff McNeil at shortstop for like half an inning. But, you know, where's the fun in that? I'm trying to remember the name of the guy... All right, Sam, I'm going to describe a guy, and you're going to hopefully know who this guy is, and you're just going to tell me the guy's name, because I'm clearly aware of the guy. There's a guy who the Mets brought in last season, Joey Wendell. Talked myself into remembering him. Joey Wendell is a dude who played shortstop for the Mets for like a month last season, and was fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. And then he either got hurt or he got cut because he was fucking terrible. And as a result of that and some other injuries and the fact that the Mets were fucking terrible, they wound up calling Jose Iglesias, and the rest is OMG history. So, anyway, dude who won the MVP for the Dodgers is Kirk Gibson, I think? I think he won the MVP. You know who I'm more confident won the MVP is Oral Hershiser. Gonna be mad at myself now. Prepared to be mad at myself. I'm exceedingly mad at myself. All right, fine. A guy who played shortstop for the Yankees is Didi Gregorius. And finally, a man who won the MVP and played shortstop. He won the MVP in 2018 and played shortstop last year. Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts won the MVP as a right fielder in 2018 and played a halfway decent, not horrendous shortstop last fucking season. Imagine trading Mookie Betts. Sad times. Friends, this has been an episode of Good Morning Mini Motorways. Thank you so very much for being here. I intend to be back later this evening for a stream of Cult of the Lamb. There will be more Cult of the Lamb. Actually, today is Thursday, so Baldur's Gate 3 on YouTube later today. All sorts of fun times will be had. Thank you, as always, for being here. I tried a new service for the end screen, so we're going to find out together as friends if that actually works or not. Have a good day. Yeah, I know I need the thumbnail for Spider-Man. It'll happen eventually. Bye.